Hey everybody, this is John Victorino and welcome back to our next video. For this video, we are going to talk about our targeting. And again, I want to bring back this idea of fish in a barrel. So this is something that I've been talking about throughout this entire module, and it's all about how Facebook segments people in their platform, depending on the actions that you take in Facebook, the pages that you like, the content that you engage with, that puts you in a certain barrel in Facebook's eyes. And so, if we can figure out where your ideal customers are hanging out or what they look like, essentially we can collect them all, throw them in a barrel, and just try and fish in a barrel, right? So, a couple of things that I want you to understand when you're targeting on Facebook. Number one, we want to choose behaviors over interests. So, a good example of this is if somebody, one of the biggest behaviors on Facebook is an online shopper. So, if somebody is an online shopper, that means they've taken an action to buy something online in the past however long, right? Versus if somebody is just interested in, let's say, makeup, they may not be online shoppers. They may just have an interest in makeup. But if you're trying to sell products online, marketing to people who buy stuff online is going to be your best bet. A couple of the big ones is also going to be the relationship status. So the first example that I shared with you guys is for my brother. He's in the wedding industry, and you can actually target people based on their relationship status. So if they're engaged, that's a good one. Age and gender, and then location. So if you are a local service, then you're going to have a certain distance from your location that you are going to want to target. Now, the biggest idea here is you really need to know what your customers are like, what they are interested in, things that are, close to their interest, and that'll allow us to really hone in on who we are trying to target. So I just want to show this graphic to you guys again, just to give you an idea of really what we're trying to do, right? So if we were to use that wedding example, right, we want to find the people who satisfy all of these criteria, which is, for example, women. They need to have their relationship status as engaged, and then they need to live within 20 miles of Lake Tahoe. That would be the ideal customer for, let's say, a hair salon that does wedding hair, right? So that's essentially what we're trying to do. So if we go back to the ads manager, this is just the next window after we have selected our campaign objective. So if you don't know what your campaign objective is, go back to the previous video. Make sure to watch that before moving forward. So a couple of things that we can do here. So first of all, our custom audiences. So in a previous video, we talked about if you have your leads list or your clients list, this is where you can choose which of those segments you want to target. So for example, if we want to take our client list and use the 1% of people that are close to our client list, we can just boom, click that here. And then we have that lookalike audience thrown in here. And then we can segment from there, or you can keep it as broad as possible, and just start to drill down in that way. Right here we have our locations. So for local businesses, if you have a specific area that you service, you can actually just type in the city here. So I am in Vista, California. And right here, you can manipulate the radius of the distance of how far you want to market. So the lowest that you can go right now is 10 miles, and it can go up to 50. Okay. And then just a neat trick here. If we, for example, say So this is an address here in Vista. If you actually type in a specific address, you can go as close to 1 mile within that address. So that's just a neat trick. And this is going to be a good trick to follow if you have a home service and you can actually offer a discount to people who are within 1 mile of your next, job location. And what this can do is it'll, number one, save you money on gas and driving around. And number two, save you time, right? Because if you only have to drive 2 streets away for your next job, then it makes it really easy. So that's a big benefit of that. And also, for restaurants, this is a good idea if you want to target within a close proximity to your restaurant. And then also, one thing that I actually use this targeting for is if I were to do a seminar, right, and it's at a hotel, you could actually drop a pin on a hotel and just continuously market to everybody in there so that as people are going through whatever event you're presenting at, they can see your ads on Facebook, they see you on the stage, they can see your ads again on Facebook once they leave. So this is a really powerful way of using the location feature in Facebook. For right now, let's use just the city. And then right here we have our age. So depending on who your customers are, you can manipulate this. So if we go back to that wedding example, I would most likely go with 24. And then gender, men and women or all of them. So depending on what service you are marketing, you can set that up right here. And right here, the detailed targeting expansion, this is where, really knowing your customers and your client can really pay off, right? So usually if I have my custom audience set already for my previous leads list, I usually won't do this. But if you don't have any leads list or client list, this is a great way to kind of start off. And from here, click browse first. So here we can look at different behaviors, right? So anniversaries, right? So this is really great for, let's say like flower shops, massage therapists, like if you sell gifts or photographers, this is a really good one. Things like that. Let's see. So this is more for people. So right here, small business owners. So if you are B2B, this is a really great piece of targeting that you can use. Mobile device. Let's try more categories. Let's see. So the politics one, this you can use. The only thing that you want to watch out for is if you start targeting politically and you are running some sort of political campaign, you want to make sure that your ad account is verified to be able to do that. There's an extra step in your verification process to be able to run political ads. So just, be aware of that. Engage shoppers. So this is what I was talking about earlier, where you can, people that have a behavior of shopping online, I would show them more ads of, if you have a retail space and you have physical products, this is a targeting that I would use. And then travel. So for people in the travel industry, hotel industry, right? Frequent travelers, international travelers, return from travel. So this is, I've run ads for like massage therapists for people returning from travels. This is a good one. And then commuters. So this is more for like, maybe like podcasts or things like that would be good for commuters. Okay. Demographics. So for this one, there's a lot of targeting here that you can definitely use. So again, just knowing who your customers are, education level, you can target that through here. financial. So you can actually target by income. So it used to be that you were able to target based on an actual bracket. So it would be like 50 grand to 100 grand household income, 100 grand to 150, something like that. They actually took those out, and now you can target based on the top percentage per zip code. So this is a little more complex to navigate. So again, this is kind of just having to know your area. So there are also life events. So again, anniversaries that we looked at that earlier, you can target different windows of an anniversary. If somebody's away from their hometown, away from family, birthday, this is a really good one. If a person has a birthday in a certain month and also an upcoming birthday, you can target them with special offers. That's a great one. Newly engaged. So again, if you're in the wedding industry, this is great. New relationship, new job, newlywed. So this actually you can use if you were like an estate attorney. Usually you want to find an estate attorney once you get married, right? Recently moved. Let me close this. Parents. So you can actually target parents based on the age of their children. So if that is a service, if this is a demographic that you service, that's some great targeting right there. Relationship. So relationship status, right? So again, we have engaged, divorced, domestic partnership, married, however you want to target that is available, and then work. So you can actually target based on the employer and then the industries and then jobs, right? So I was working with a catering company and they wanted to do more corporate events. And usually it's not usually the CEO that sets that up. It's usually assistants. So you can actually target executive assistant, right? So executive assistant, job title, administrative assistant, right? Secretary. Although this is an interest, these are job titles. So you can see right here. What's another one? Oh, another great one if you are B2B is Facebook page admins. So if somebody is a business page admin, Facebook page admin, usually they control either the marketing or they are, they're the business owner. Facebook and restaurant page admin. So if restaurant owners are a big part of your market, this is a great form of targeting. And then from there, so that's kind of the top end of what I want to target first with is all the stuff in the browse, in the behavior and demographics. That's what I want to start with just because that gets me closer to my target clients. And then from there, you can move down to interest. So if I was working with a pet shop, right, and I want to target dog owners, there's not really a great way to find dog owners. You can do dogs, for example. But if somebody doesn't own a dog, but they're just interested in dogs, you can target them as well. So, watch out for that kind of stuff. And that's really, this right here, this section right here, it makes Facebook ads so powerful, just having the targeting options. And then down here, we can actually target by languages and then connections. So for connections, I usually don't touch this. And then for languages, I'll just do like English, US, and that just makes it more targeted. So that is it for this video. Definitely log into Facebook ads and your ad account, and then just play around with the targeting options and just figure out, okay, what sounds good, like that is close to my clients, right? So just knowing your clients, what they're interested in, and then targeting them through that is going to be really, really powerful. So that is it for this video. I will see you in the next one.